For many, in the remote town of Parakou in northern Benin, in French-speaking West Africa, school is a distant dream. Hundreds of children want to go to school because they know education is key to success in later life. But to be part of a class like this costs a lot, in books and in fees, and not everyone can afford it. This is Barth Sodansou, President and founder of APEED, the Association for the Education of Children in Difficulty, to give it its local French name. As a teenager, Barth too wanted to go to school, but found it hard to earn the money to look after his family and have an education. He had lots of jobs, including motorcycle taxi driver, and ended up working in Parakou's internet cafe, where he started finding out more about getting educated. Now Barth spreads the word about the benefits of learning. APEED, the organisation that Barth started, which raises money for books and school fees, helps over 100 children a year get the education they need for a better future. In 2010, BBC World Service Radio made a series of programmes about internet cafes around the world. Barth's internet cafe story led him to start this small but successful charity. It starts here in the cafe in Parakou and ends up helping hundreds of children every year to help themselves through education. Here's the story itself, as told by BBC World Service.
Of all the world's internet cafes I've been in so far, it was in one of the smallest and most remote, in Benin in West Africa, that I found the greatest number of human links. Barth and his cafe becomes a hub for those links, and the most important were made not online, but in person.
I know only one thing. My job in internet cafe changed many things in my life, because I'm the president of an organization where we help students without parents.
Barth was 16, the family breadwinner after the death of his father, and still at school. He's worked in a quarry, at the railway station, and as a motor taxi rider in order to pay tuition fees and for books and food. And despite these tough circumstances, academically he's quite ambitious.
I wanted to become a lawyer, but studying to become a lawyer, I need to have my baccalaureate. So, when I realized that it is very difficult to continue to thrive, I went to see someone who had internet cafe, and he said, "That's no problem, but I won't pay you now because you don't know anything on computers."
At that point, what did you know? Had you ever used a computer when you went for the job at the internet cafe?
No, I had never used computer by myself.
So how does this young guy Barth, who doesn't know anything about computers or the internet, get a job in an internet cafe? I asked Julian Achade, then the proprietor of that internet cafe, who gave him the job, what it was about Barth that made him seem so worthwhile.
He was very polite. In my family and in our area here, to be polite is very important. It is very rare to see a young guy could say, "I want to learn this, I want to do this," without asking you to pay him.
He kept me on, and then I continued. And when after I know how to go on the net, how to search, and I start searching.
For what?
I start searching for help. You know, why I was going to work. It's not that I wanted to work in the internet cafe just to have money, but I wanted to work because I want to go back to school. I want to continue my education.
We should say at this point that whatever you searched for, you found, because you are now the president of an organisation which is recognised by UNESCO, recognised by the government of Benin. It helps over 100 children in exactly the same position that you were all that time ago, but what did you search for?
I searched for help.
Yeah, but you can't just put help in Google.
Yeah, okay, I just put on Google. I went on Google and I put humanitarian help in education. And then I had so many answers. I choose one of them and I received an email. She advised me to start a group. After she answered me, I realized that this is a big opportunity for me, like a door who is being opened for me. Tous ceux qui voudraient nous connaître comme une ONG, une organisation, peuvent passer.
But starting a group, as that anonymous woman online in France suggested, was no easy matter. Barth had to go back to the secondary school which he couldn't afford to attend and stand in front of classes like a teacher and try and organise support.
Well,
we're back in the very same classroom in which Barth made his first appeal to his fellow students. Now, talking to a class of 50, he's confident and at ease, and the class is really attentive. Back then, he wasn't well received.
People receive it like I'm pretentious because they see this is a poor boy and he wants to start a group to help another poor boy. How is it possible?
And they laughed.
And they laughed too much at me.
How did you feel when they laughed at you?
It made me strong. I took it like a challenge. And then from class to class, I invite the student without parents to come to a meeting.
Okay, so you have these meetings. Do you really know how to start an organisation for educational charity?
No, I didn't know anything. I did the meeting because the woman asked me to start a group, and to start a group I need more people with me.
This is the woman in France who you met online. You don't know who she is. Where is she now? I hope she's listening to this.
I don't know, and I never know it, because after the meeting I wrote her again and she never answered.
She's disappeared?
Yes, she never answered. And what was wrong? I didn't know. And something said stop with the group, and something said continue, and I choose to continue. So I start the group. And I continued looking for help. So after the first meeting, we had another meeting to have our constitution, to have our rules, and to be registered officially in Benin. And I continued to work in the cyber. And then, I meet another, not online, but in the internet cafe, who now helped my organization, helped change my life, and change more than 100 students. After the laughing from the people in the class, I did a promise for myself. I would not like to see another people in the same situation like me here in Paraguay.
The other important element in Barth's internet cafe life is who he met physically while he was working there. He's a networker, is Barth. He put the computer network into the little hotel where I stayed, for example. But the people he helped get online in the Parakou Internet Cafe quickly became contacts and friends.